After 4 successful days of Shakedown in Barcelona, Friday represented the final opportunity for the teams to make adjustments before official pre-season testing starts in Bahrain next month. Mercedes were one of the teams absent on the final day, having already run 3 days and completing 500 laps of the Catalunya circuit. The Silver Arrows happy with their progress so far. 8 teams were present on the final day, and despite the sun bursting through the clouds, it was another cold day of running in Barcelona. Cadillac's Valtteri Bottas and Haas's Ollie Bearman were first on track before being joined by Pierre Gasly and Max Verstappen. The Dutchman will hope that the Red Bull Ford Powertrains partnership can propel him to a 5th world title, having lost out to Lando Norris by just 2 points last season. And the Red Bull man made a strong start to the day, completing 69 laps in the morning before making further progress in the afternoon. Important mileage for the Milton Keynes-based squad.
Yeah, I think overall pretty decent. I mean, the first morning I didn't get to do too many laps, also with the weather basically. But today was good. I did a lot of laps. We learned a lot. Still a lot of things that we want to look into and do better, but that's normal, I guess. Still work in progress, but I think we've hit the ground running quite well with those things. So it's still a very complicated formula, I think, for everyone. So there's still quite a bit of work to do, but that's normal.
Bearman also ran smoothly in the morning to complete an impressive 106 laps in the new VF26 before handing over to teammate Esteban Ocon for the afternoon. The Haas team will be buoyed by the progress made in Barcelona, having locked in over 350 laps over the course of Shakedown.
Yeah, we did more than double the mileage in half the time, so that's positive. No issues on the car. We had these issues obviously on what was it, Wednesday. At the end they weren't big problems, and they were all ones that we could understand, and like I said, just took a while to fix, and luckily we were able to get back in the car today and have a very clean program, and I learned a hell of a lot about the car today.
How much are you enjoying the process of getting to grips with the car, understanding the power unit, everything that comes along that side?
Yeah, I was saying this morning we have all the aero guys here and all of the senior people here, which is normal for this type of thing. We have a brand new car, brand new power unit. It's the biggest change in really the history of F1. It's so nice to be involved in that and to be at the front of that, alongside Esteban, leading the way in terms of how we're going to develop the car, how we're going to change things. I've never had that opportunity before. I've gone from spec series in F4, F3, F2, and last year Formula One, it was essentially a carryover of the previous years. There was no change in regulation, which is also nice, but this big change is fantastic, and I really feel like as drivers we can get stuck in and make a difference as well.
Aston Martin debuted their new AMR 26 on Thursday with Lance Stroll at the wheel. The Canadian completing a handful of laps in the evening before handing over the car to teammate Fernando Alonso on Friday. The 2-time F1 champion hit the ground running on the final day, completing an impressive number of laps ahead of the first official test in Bahrain in just 12 days' time.
Yeah, it was very special. Yesterday with Lance and today, with me in the car, it was special for us. Obviously, the first car made by Adrian, and together with Honda and Aramco, and all these new rules, and especially the last, I think, 2 weeks has been very, very intense at the factory, trying to have the car ready, and we just made it to Barcelona in the last 2 days. So, I mean, tremendous effort from everyone. I think it was phenomenal the last 48 hours, and thanks to everyone in the team here at the factory, and looking forward to Bahrain now.
Both Cadillac and Audi continued their testing programs ahead of their Grand Prix debuts in Australia in March. The American team boasts the most experienced lineup on the grid, having employed Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez to their outfit, who between them have 527 Grand Prix starts and 16 Grand Prix victories. Gabriel Bortoleto was at the wheel for Audi. The Brazilian, who impressed in his rookie season, secured more laps in the new R26 as the team fine-tuned their entry ahead of the 2026 season.
Yeah, it was positive, I would say. We lost a few hours at the beginning of the day with a few issues we had, but then as soon as we fixed it, we had amount of good laps, I would say. Like, we put 50 laps, but yeah, very, very positive to get to understand a little bit better our car and put some mileage on our car and power units, and then start working for there. Obviously, we have a lot of changes coming to Bahrain, new track, different weather as well. We are in a very cold place right now, So everything will change, and obviously we hope that we improve a lot our car for the next test, and we start working from there.
Teammate Nico Hulkenberg took control for the afternoon session as Audi completed its first Formula One shakedown.
Yeah, I think it was certainly one of our better days, or our best day here this week. More than 140 laps, some good mileage for the car and for all the components. And on the PU side, it's important for us to get that sort of mileage. Many lessons there again. That we're obviously analyze now and reflect. So a lot of info to digest next week. And reflect on, and then obviously regroup and go again in Bahrain.
Charles Leclerc took the controls at Ferrari for the morning session. The man from Monaco and teammate Lewis Hamilton logged nearly 300 laps in the first 2 days of running. And there was more notable running for the Maranello-based team on the final day, locking in another 78 laps with Leclerc at the wheel in the morning.
It was good again. We went through our program, we did everything we wanted to do. And yeah, we pushed a little bit more as well, which was nice to feel a little bit the limit of this car and to understand a little bit more of it as well. So I'm happy because again we've gone through our program and done everything we wanted. It's an exciting time for Formula One where there's so much change that we've got to adapt as drivers, we've got to adapt as teams and try and find ways to maximize what is now our new package, and especially with this energy management that is so much more important compared to the past. So
Lewis Hamilton would complete the Italian team shakedown as dusk fell on the Barcelona circuit.
Yeah, it's been a really enjoyable week, honestly. I think a huge amount of work over the winter, and then just to see the mileage that we've been able to get the last couple of days, due to just so much great work from all the people back at the factory, which I'm really grateful for, because having consistency, not having problems, of course there's always small things, but we didn't really have any downtime moments where I'm sure perhaps they could potentially come over the next weeks, but otherwise just a really, really solid couple of days. And then in terms of just understanding the car and the balance, we have a lot less downforce than previous years. The car generation is actually a little bit more fun to drive. It's oversteery and snappy and sliding, but it's a little bit easier to catch, and I would definitely say more enjoyable, but we definitely have work to do to improve, of course, like everybody does.
McLaren's second day of running in Spain was curtailed due to an issue with the fuel system, but the Woking-based outfit had the issue fixed for the final day, where Piastri and Lando Norris would share driving duties. The Australian would complete over 80 laps in the morning before handing over to the new world champion in the afternoon.
Nice to get some good laps on the board this morning. Much smoother day than the first two we've had, so that was nice. And I feel like I got into a pretty good rhythm and was able to start to feel what the car's actually like, which was nice. Tried a few things already to see how we can improve it and stuff like that. But just trying, running it in different configurations and kind of different settings and stuff like that to see what it's like for race weekends. So all in all, I think it was a pretty successful morning.
Alpine's big change for 2026 is that the team will run at Mercedes power units for the first time since 2015. And with Gasly completing significant laps in the morning session, the Enstone-based team will take confidence from the data secured in Barcelona ahead of testing in Bahrain throughout February.
Yeah, first of 3 tests this year, so really busy schedule for us. New PU supplier for us to get to work with Mercedes. So an awful lot to learn. I'm sure most of the teams here are doing the same stuff, getting to know the new PUs which we've got this year, the energy deployment, recovery and so on, and the new aero packages that we've all got. Luckily the weather's held up, so I think there's a lot of people doing productive mileage. We certainly are, and we will hopefully leave here having ticked off some boxes, get ready for Bahrain coming up.
You mentioned the new power unit, the move to Mercedes. How is it all going on that side, the integration, the report on drivability, feel, all of that kind of thing so far?
Yeah, very good. Obviously you spend weeks and months talking about this stuff and planning everything, but there's nothing quite like doing it for real, coming to the circuit and getting to know personalities and procedures and stuff. Going well. We have a plan of stuff to work through, and some of today we've been practicing race procedures, grid procedures and stuff like that, so it's all going well.
After a successful week of shaking down in Spain, the teams will head back to base before appearing for the official pre-season tests in Bahrain from the 11th to the 13th of February and from the 18th to the 20th of February, where the pace will hot up, ahead of the curtain raiser in Australia on March the 8th.